Good evening, everyone. We're journeying our way through Holy Week, and today is Wednesday. And during Holy Week, it's known as Spy Wednesday. The main event remembered on this day is the agreement of Judas Iscariot to betray Jesus. And this act set in motion the final steps toward the arrest and crucifixion of Jesus on Good Friday. The Gospels tell us that Judas went to the chief priests and agreed to hand over Jesus to them for 30 pieces of silver. Judas had followed Jesus, spent time with him, heard his teaching, witnessed his amazing works and miracles, yet Judas made the deliberate choice to betray Jesus. Holy Wednesday also remembers the anointing at Bethany. A woman identified in John's Gospel as Mary, the sister of Lazarus, poured expensive perfume on Jesus. There were those who criticised her and accused her of being extravagant and wasting money, but Jesus defended her. So Holy Wednesday presents two very different responses to Jesus, one of betrayal and one of devotion. So let me read you the story, these two stories from Matthew's Gospel, chapter 26, beginning at verse 6. While Jesus was in Bethany, in the home of Simon the leper, a woman came to him with an alabaster jar of very expensive perfume, which she poured on his head as he was reclining at the table. When the disciples saw this, they were indignant. "Why this waste?" they asked. "This perfume could have been sold at a high price and the money given to the poor." Aware of this, Jesus said to them, "Why are you bothering this woman? She has done a beautiful thing to me. The poor you will always have with you, but you will not always have me. When she poured this perfume on my body, she did it to prepare me for burial. Truly I tell you, wherever this gospel is preached throughout the world, what she has done will also be told in memory of her." So two different responses to Jesus. Think of Judas and his pitiful act of betrayal. Judas with his bag of silver coins, which he received. He focused on self. He was full of pride-filled self-serving. And what about Mary and her beautiful act of devotion, as Jesus himself described it in verse 10? The woman with the alabaster box of ointment which she poured over him. In contrast to Judas, Mary focused on Christ, not herself. You see, it's Mary who points us to Christ. She points us to the purpose for which Christ came to die and to be buried for our sin. She points us to the gospel in verse 13, when Jesus said, "I tell you the truth, wherever this gospel is preached throughout the world, what she has done will also be told in memory of her." The scriptures make sure that her act of worship and devotion will never be forgotten. This is the way of true Christian discipleship. May we be like Mary and not Judas this Holy Week. May we focus on Jesus, not ourselves. Humbly serve him, exalt him, and point others to him. God bless you. Good night, everyone.